morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming. I'm Cai Yanlin, a master's student from Zhongyuan Christian University in Taiwan. Today I'm going to give a talk on TiO2 coated and blended with PVMA PVDF membrane as an antifouling membrane. Okay, the membrane which is made from PVDF is easily fouled due to its hydrophobic nature. This study attempts to mitigate fouling by combining PVDF with hydrophilic PVMA and TiO2 nanoparticle by phase immersion method. And then use BSA and reactive black dye to confirm the antifouling and suspect and self-clean capability. This is the content. This presentation will be divided into 4 major parts. In the beginning, I will give a short introduction to the membrane bioreactor and membrane modification. MBR is renewed in the field of wastewater treatment and reused for having small footprints, large production, and high effluent quality. However, its mixed liquid is rich in organic compound that easily fold the membrane surface. So we want to modify the membrane. To mitigate the fouling. PVDF is often implied in MBR. We try to blend the PVDF with PVMA to lend the hydrophilic characters and immobilize TiO2 on the membrane surface. So we use phase inversion method to combine PVDF with PVMA and TiO2 nanoparticles. This is the structure of PVMA and this is its properties. That is hydrophilicity, and the PVMA is have a bound of binding site for TiO2. So for material and method, there are 12% PVDF and below 1, 2, 3, or 6% PVMA mixed in DMAC for 24 hours for 85 degrees in polymer casting solution. After degassing, the membrane will be cast on non-woven manually, and then turn down the membrane into the coagulation base. The coagulation base consists of 10 grams per liter of TiO2 in water for 24 hours to ensure the self-assembly. This is the structure. The left figure is the cross-file. The left figure is the cross-file filtration setup. In this study, the membrane will cut into 4 cm times 1 cm and placed in 4 cross-flow filtration cell. The other illustration is the 2-liter laboratory scale membrane filtration setup. So, in order to knowing the antifouling and self-clean properties, we conduct the following steps. That is, make the clean membrane to fill pure water until the flux and TMP are constant, and then place the membrane in the membrane filtration setup to filter the 1% BSA, and then immerse the membrane in the pure water to remove the loose cake layer, and then filter pure water again to determine the efficiency of the rinsing. The last is place the membrane under the UV light repeatedly for 10, 20, and 30 minutes to determine the remnant fouling resistance. For the membrane characterize, we use we use contact angle analysis for the contact angle, PMI for the average pore size, SEM for the top surface and cross-section morphology. So here comes the result and discussion. For the membrane morphology, the adaptive alter the membrane properties. This table shows the membrane average pore size and contact angle in respect to the concentration of PBMMA. The less from the picture, we can see that with the less concentration of PBMMA is along with the smaller pore size. However, with the formation of macrovoid, the formation of the macrovoids is along with the higher concentration. And we found that the 6% PBMMA has the best membrane morphology. So for the membrane hydrophilicity, the possible reason for increasing contact angle before UV light may be the tendril of PBMMA were packed too densely at the membrane surface, so hydration was compromised. For pure water flux, the 6% PBMMA has 130 times higher than 0% PBMMA. The increasing in PBMMA concentration results to substantial improvement in initial flux. The rapid flux decline happened within 3 to 10 minutes for 2 to 6% PBMMA. For the membrane antifouling capacity, the possible reason for the increasing flux of 3% PBMMA may be the compaction. The possible reason for the flux decline of 0 to 3% PBMMA may be the pore contraction and blockage mechanism. Because the formation of dense cake layers, the flux may be a constant in the end of filtration. The possible reason for the TMP drop here may be the unevenly distribution pore blockage. So larger pores equated to higher permit flow. For the resistance of membranes, we denote membrane resistance as Rm, cake layer resistance as Rc, reinforcing resistance as Rf. Membrane resistance increases with the PBMMA concentration. Rc is the sum of RDC and RLC. Cake layer resistance and larger pores help dissuade the formation of falling layer, so that the RC is the decrease of RC is along with the increasing of PMMA concentration. For the remnant falling resistance, because the water rinsing almost the cake layer, so the UV light has the minimal impaction to remove the cake layer. For the rinsing and UV exposure on flux, water rinsing helps regain the original pure water flux for 50 to 95%. Adding TiO2 doesn't significantly improve the cell cleaning properties because low concentration of TiO2 will immobilize on membrane. Water rinsing alone and sufficiently to remove most of the falling layer. For the photocatalytic degradation of RB5, the immobilized TiO2 on the membrane adequately degraded the dye, and the variation in their amount had irrelevant outcome. With the increasing time, the relative concentration decreased because the oxidative action of radical and the photolysis. So for our conclusion is the concentration of PBMA in the casting dope has significant impact of membrane morphology. Increasing average pore size by slowing down the diffusion exchange of solvent and non-solvent. Increase contact angle, which is inversely proportional to hydrophilicity. The membrane's flux and ability to resist falling was more heavily influenced by morphology than hydrophilicity. The membranes with larger pores and pore interconnectivity dissuade the formation of loose cake falling there. It was able to recover the initial flux through water rinsing alone, slightly improve the hydrophilicity of membrane upon UV activation of the superhydrophilic effect. So this is the conclusion of PVDF, PVN, and ATIO2. Before ending, welcome everyone come to Taiwan, which is a country with warm hospitality, and enjoy our beautiful scenery. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.